Yesterday, Priya was at the doctor's clinic. After the checkup, the doctor asked her mother whether Priya had been given all the vaccines. Her mother replied that she had been making sure that Priya was getting all the vaccinations. Priya was confused because she didn't know what a vaccine is. So she asked her mother about them. Here's what Priya's mother said. Vaccines come in the form of injections or oral drops. They contain dead or weakened disease-causing germs in them. Yikes! To kill a germ, we need to be injected with one? Priya didn't get it. She was curious, so she found out more. Do you want to hear about it? Okay, so it all began with yet another curious child named Edward Jenner. Edward Jenner was a young 13-year-old apprentice to a doctor. One day, he overheard a milkmaid, Sarah Nelm, say, "I can never have smallpox now that I've had cowpox." This intrigued young Edward. Smallpox was a deadly disease and had ravaged populations around the world. When Edward completed his education and became a doctor, he did not forget the statement Sarah Nelms made. In order to test her theory, he did a little experiment. He collected cowpox pustules, ground them up, and injected a young boy, James Phipps, with them. Then he exposed James to a sample of the real deadly smallpox virus. Guess what happened next? Just like milkmaid Sarah had predicted, James showed no signs of the illness. There were no pox marks on his body. The deadly smallpox virus was unable to infect him. What really happened here? Cowpox and smallpox both are caused by very similar viruses. When James was injected with cowpox, his body started the production for antibodies to fight off the virus. Now, if the same or similar virus was to attack James in the future, he would not fall sick, as his body was trained to make the antibodies it would need to fight the virus. Thus, when James was exposed to a smallpox virus later, his body recognized it and immediately started producing the required antibodies. Thus, Edward Jenner, with the help of Sarah Nelms and James Phipps, had invented the vaccine. Vaccines train our immune system to create antibodies against dead or weakened disease-causing microorganisms so that when a strong germ invades, the body immediately creates antibodies against it. Every disease has a specific vaccine. We have vaccines for polio, cholera, typhoid, hepatitis, and many other diseases. Doctors and scientists are continuously working to make new vaccines for deadly diseases like TB, AIDS, and malaria so that these diseases do not make people sick. Now that we have studied about vaccines, we should ensure we take all the necessary vaccinations and keep ourselves safe from diseases.